And welcome back to Crypto Hulk Show. Oh my God. We got a very interesting investment coming up at the second part of the show. The first part of the show, I'm going over two articles. And that'll probably take, 15 minutes or so, something like that. The rest of the show, we're going to talk about a new crypto that's hit the market. And from what I've been looking at, you know what I kind of think is this. I think, and I've made it very clear to everybody, Ripple is the government. And this whole XRP ledger and all this stuff, it's all the government's work. There's another crypto I think might be the government as well that's coming up. And I think one day might replace, if not replace, utilize the Ripple ledger, the XRP ledger, to get done what it has to do. I think that the XRP ledger showed up, and I think it was, now this is my total conspiracy, but I think the XRP ledger serves a purpose for now. Now, remember, the XRP ledger came out around, now we know of, like 2013. We know of the ledger in 2013, and this new, now look, you got the whales out there, BlackRock, and BlackRock's the biggest one. They've got to have an ability to control stuff. So we're going to go over in the second part of the show another crypto that we're going to go over, and then eventually we're going to discuss, not today, but like how to buy it, where to buy it, these kinds of things. Today we're just going over what is it and what does it do and these kinds of things. We're going to do an introduction today and kind of get familiar with this new crypto. And then later we're going to figure out, do we want, hey, some people are going to invest in it, some are not. I'll let you know if I am or not. So let's get on to the show here and get this thing going. I can't see who the first five are because my screen's not allowing me to see who the first five people to show up. So we got Benjamin Nadoy, upgraded to the 2024 Crypto Explosion. Omar Aka, welcome to 2024 Crypto Explosion. MYC with an M, welcome to the 2024 Crypto Explosion. Peter Thornton, welcome to the 2024 Crypto Explosion. Then we got Michael Motorcycle. That's interesting. Welcome to the 2024 Crypto Explosion. And then Grant, member for 21 months at the 2024 Crypto Explosion. And we got Me Blah 1. Welcome to the entry-level membership. And okay, my name is Crypto Hulk. I'm not a financial advisor at all. I don't know anything about crypto. Everything about anything I say on this show is complete and utter bullshit. Everything on the show is designed to get you financially destroyed. Don't buy anything I tell you to buy. Don't sell anything I tell you to sell. And with that, make sure in every top chat you leave some kind of comment. After the show, leave some kind of comment. I need for you to save this video to your favorites. Share this video with as many people as you can, including yourself. And then lastly, make an 8 or less, 8 video playlist and play it. Now, if the phone rings while you're playing it, use the keyboard to turn the volume off on the video. Do not use YTs, go in the bottom left corner and hit the mute thing. No, use the keyboard to control the volume. Now, YT knows if you got 8 videos set up playing and you use the YT to turn the volume off, I get notified, just to let you know, of people that they suspect that are potentially trying to, what do they call it, artificial viewing. So I get notified of that. YouTube tells me. So what we want to do is play this video for 8 hours straight. Okay. Now, let's say if the phone rings and you have to turn the volume off on the video, use your fucking keyboard and not YT's volume button. Got it? Because I get notified if people try to cheat. So don't cheat. What YouTube wants you to do is sit there for 8 hours and watch the fucking videos. Okay. I can't tell you to turn the volume off using your keyboard. That would be manipulation of advertising and stuff. So I don't want you to do that. I want to make sure that that's very clear. Do you understand? Okay. Now, that would greatly help my channel and the algorithm. It would show lots of viewing hours. So I'd appreciate all of you sitting there for 8 hours a day watching my show and not manipulating the YT mute button. That would be wrong. Okay. Juan Galaviz, YT sucks wieners with the casings on. Okay. All righty then. Thank you very much, Juan, for that. Duly noted. Okay. All righty then. Let's press onward, shall we? Moo Shah, welcome to the 2024 Crypto Explosion. All righty. Let's go. Michael Gilbert, disclaimer donation. He gave a donation for the disclaimer. Wow. Oh yeah. Also, before every show, in all seriousness now, Crypto Hulk is super high. Cocaine, heroin, hashish, Demerol, ecstasy, methamphetamine, roofies, anything, Molly, you name it. I ingest it, smoke it, eat it, inject it, whatever. And then I drink about 2 gallons of vodka before a show. And if I make it through that, then I make a show, and that's faux show. Now let's get on to this right here. Now, one of the biggest problems we had was Gary Gensler. Okay, good old Gary. That whole thing was so fake. Oh my God. Faux show. It's faux show. F-O and then S-H-O. Faux show. All right. Now, the SEC, here we go. Gary Gensler. I know he's not there, but we still like talking about him. And he's like the little punching bag. Everybody kind of likes to walk by. You look left, you look right, you punch it a few times, and you keep going. The SEC Crypto Task Force discusses securities tokenization with NASDAQ and who else? DeFi startups. Now, what do we got going on here? Well, before, Gary was trying to shut down every single crypto project, except 1 or 2 that he handpicked. Now what we have is the SEC that's meeting with the NASDAQ, probably New York Stock Exchange, and then crypto companies. One of them is the crypto called Plume, P-L-U-M-E. That's Stuart Lavell's favorite crypto. Last week, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission Crypto Task Force intensified studies on how public blockchain technology can support issuance and trading of tokenized securities. It's interesting how right now the SEC is studying how crypto technology can support the issuance of tokens. See, before, when Gary Gensler was in office, he was destroying everything crypto you could imagine. And now that we have Paul Atkins, chosen by President Trump, not absent-minded Joe Biden, who probably had dementia the whole time, all three meetings. So the SEC met with the NASDAQ. They met with the Plume Network, Plume. Now, we've gone over Plume. We've talked about it. I'm almost positive Plume is on Caleb and Brown. Let me take a look here real quick. Now, Caleb and Brown is a sponsor to my show, and that's for show. They are an institutional grade custody provider with cryptocurrency. So, hold on. Let me get this. Let me load up. Got to go to Google Authenticator. Just taking a quick peek. Okay, I'm looking at my crypto. Oh my God. Oh, dang. I'm telling you what, folks. This is pretty amazing. Zebek, Z-E-B-E-C, is up 39%. Now, I told you guys 2-3 months ago to buy Zebek. And I think one guy or some really stupid knuckle dragging, heavy mouth breathing, because they don't breathe out of their nose, and their hands are all dragging on the ground like they're a chimpanzee. He's like, well, you told us to invest in it, and after an hour, it's not even up yet. And I'm just like, are you serious? Did you seriously just say that? You just seriously showed everybody how big of a dumb fuck you are by saying that. Like, I'll tell you what, if you're fucking stupid, shut your mouth. Don't tell anybody. And you know what? Maybe half the people will think you're smart just because you're shutting the fuck up. Just putting that out there for your social network that you try to build. Yesterday I looked at Zebek and it was only up like 5%. And now when I look at Zebek, 40%. Oh my God. If you watch the Crypto Hulk show, you know. You could have been somebody. Look, when I told you to invest in Zebek, that shit went up and you could have sold off and made money. Then it dipped and you could have went back in and bought it. And then now it's shot up to 40%. You could have made like 80%, 100% gains on this stuff. 80, 90, 100, 200%. I mean, over and over. I'm shocked, actually. It's up 40% over like yesterday. I was talking about Zebek, but nobody else was. Just putting that out there, too. Now, another one. So I have Zebek, just being transparent with that. Everything I buy, I let you know. I don't tell you how much I buy. I might tell you a percentage of my monthly allowance. I might tell you in relationship to XRP. So let's look at Zebek. It's up 40%. I've got, for every one XRP, I've got 12 Zebek. There you go. There's the comparisons right there. So let me look at my portfolio. Yeah, that's up quite a bit. The Zebek shit. Now, let me tell you something. Can you make money off this? Absolutely. I mean, shit. I've seen it gone up 39% and it goes down a little. Shoots back up to 40% again. Look, I don't know how to time this stuff. You could make a lot of money off when you watch my show. I got ZK Sync. I'm a long hauler. I'm not buying and selling and trading. So I'll just buy it and keep it. And you guys, if you want to sell it off when it goes up to 40%, and then it'll dip back down to normal, like zero, and then buy it back, and then it'll shoot back up to 40%. You can make a lot of fucking money doing this shit. Okay. I don't fucking care. I'm just going to wait till I get rich, and that's, how it is. I'm not trying to get maybe in a taxable situation. I don't know what one of these cryptos are going to be considered currencies, commodities, whatever. Hey, my goal or my job is to show you what cryptos I buy. And if you want to flip the shit and buy the dip and I don't fucking care, man. Like, whatever. All I'm doing is showing you what I buy. That's it. Whatever happens, you deal with that yourself. All right. I got Hedera, XDC, Zebek, Flare, and ZK Sync. That's what I have in my hardware or in Caleb and Brown's Fireblocks custody solution. So those are the cryptos I have. Whether it's up or down, I don't care. Me personally, I don't fucking care. If I was a trader, I'd like to know that Zebek is up 40%. That's pretty fucking substantial over 24 hours. And it's been up before that same amount. So that seems to be a crypto that I was teaching and telling you guys about. That's actually one where if you time it right, you can start making money even though the crypto market's down. So what I'm showing you on my program, I don't care what these prices are right now out of any crypto. What I'm showing you is if you got into Zebek when I was telling you about it, you could have been up 40% and then it goes down to normal and then goes back up to 37%. And you could be making money this whole time. While the whole market is down, I'm showing you what cryptos you can make money on. You hear people say, oh, the crypto market's dead right now. Well, with Zebek, it's not dead. The only thing is dead is where you're getting your information from. That's what's dead. The channel you're watching, not mine, that channel's dead because people that watch my show, they're up 40% in just past 24 hours on the crypto. So when another channel says, we're not going over the crypto prices today because the market's dead. No, what's dead is that fucking broke dick channel you're watching. That's what's dead, okay? Just trying to help you out there. Alrighty then. Let's go. So in the article here, we've got, let me share the article again because people probably just showed up. What we got here, I wanted to show you is an article. There's Robert Driscoll has a late fee. When you're late, sometimes you got to pay a fee, all right? That way I won't report you to the principal. Now, the SEC, Trump made this happen. You have something called a task force, and the SEC, instead of going out and shutting down crypto, they're getting it all set up. You're not going to be rich tomorrow. Listen to what I'm saying. They're getting it all set up, okay, for something very massive. Right now is a time to watch Crypto Hulk Show and understand what they're doing is to get it set up before you start selling up. We're not selling cryptos now. Now, if you get the Zebek thing and you're up 40% in a day, yeah, you could have sold that shit off and wait for it to drop again. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about here with Plume Network. And that is the SEC is talking with the NASDAQ. And then they're talking with Plume Network and this company called Etherealize on how securities can be issued and traded on public blockchains. Now, we've gone over Plume before, Plume. And the SEC is trying to figure out how, look, in my opinion, they already know. The SEC already knows what's going on. Hold on a second. Now, I want to see if Caleb and Brown has Plume. Let me check here. I'm going to type it in. Yes, they do. It's PLUME. It's at 14 cents. It hit a high point about 12 months ago. Well, yeah. Right around in December. Wait a second. April, no, that's wrong. March 12. Right around March, it hit a high point of about 24 cents. And currently it's sitting at 15 cents. But that's not even important. What we look at is use case and all that. I'm not here right now to give you a lesson on Plume and who they're connected with. I've made that show already. We can go back and do it again in the future. Yes, Caleb Brown has Plume, says all is one. Now, another crypto that I went over about 2 or 3 months ago was WeCan, 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 and somebody's saying it's up 18%. So, you know, if you watch Crypto Hawk Show, I go over fundamental use case. We don't just, I don't invest in cryptos that just go up. I don't care about that shit. Now, if I'm trading, which I'm not, and I never do, maybe so far I don't. There's times when you can get into crypto and sell it and buy it and do all the trading. We went over Really Tech, ZBCN, and these things. These are cryptos where if you were trading, you could make a lot of money off of. The other channels have no clue. They're not even talking about these cryptos. Maybe now they are. But these are things that when I dig deep and find news, I come up with cryptos and say, hey, this one you might want to look into. And Zebek is one of those. And Zebek is up 40% roughly. So that's what happens when you watch Crypto Hulk Show. Look, I don't care what's happening in the whole market. I don't. What I care about is on my show. And the cryptos on my show tend to go up. The Really Tech one, after I talked about it, it went up 15x in about 3 to 4 or 5 hours. So if you were to time it just right, you could have made 15x on your money. And with the ZBCN and stuff we're talking about, it's gone up multiple times to 30, 40%. You know, it'll go up and then it'll go back down to normal and then it'll go back up. I mean, you could have like sold and bought this thing and made probably 200% or more or whatever over the past couple months, maybe more even than that. I don't know. I don't keep track of that. Swing trade. Yeah. So I don't do any of that stuff. According to the log from a May 21 meeting, NASDAQ executives urged the SEC task force to let tokenized shares, bonds, exchange-traded funds remain subject to existing registration rules. What we got basically, I'm not going to get into reading. The article is pretty simple. You basically have the SEC trying to work with the industry. And I like when they talked about Plume because we went over Plume as one of the cryptos that you might want to get. Okay. So, and we talked about Plume probably about 3 months ago. So it wasn't like I'm just reading this article today. No, 3 months ago, we're talking about investing in Plume. I did a show on Plume. We went over who are the partners of Plume, where do they custody it, all these things. We went over Plume in depth for about 15 minutes. And that was one that was on our radar to, if you wanted to invest in it, I would give it, which I did, a double thumbs up. So now we're seeing right now, months in advance, where Crypto Hulk has shown you cryptos. So again, when the dummies out there are like, well, Crypto Hulk, it didn't go up. Well, it's sure as fuck going to go up now, isn't it? After Plume is talking with the SEC, oh, yeah, shit, I should have got that, Crypto Hulk. Yeah. But your stupid ass is like, oh, Crypto Hulk talked about it yesterday, and Plume is still low in price. You know what? I don't give a shit about that. I try to show you cryptos that I know are going to go up. I don't have a fucking crystal ball. My assistant here, Zoltar.
I see you over there.
My assistant Zoltar over here, he's the one with the crystal ball. So there's that article there on the SEC and the Plume Network. Like, told you to get it. I told you. Now it's still not too late. Alrighty then. Let's go to the next article here. It's another crypto you need to get, okay? I'm letting you know in advance. And it might not go up today or tomorrow, so don't. Well, Crypto Hulk, that crypto never went up after you talked about it. I'm like, would you get off my fucking channel? You're so fucking stupid. All right, Seals Q. Here we go. Remember I told you about WeCan about 2 or 3 months ago. WeCan is in the news, everybody. Oh, shit, Crypto Hulk, you were right. Crypto Hulk, you were right again. It's just how it works, man. Lucky guess, I guess. Okay, here's the article. Seals Q invests in WeCan. Oh, damn, Crypto Hulk. How do you fucking know this shit's going to happen months in advance? That's a trade secret there, buddy. I got Zoltar over here, and Zoltar is helping me invest.
I see you over there.
Seals Q invests in WeCan token to advance post-quantum digital identity and strengthen blockchain security following a strategic partnership with Solana. Oh my God. Crypto Hulk, how are you able to pick this shit months in advance? I can't tell you that. It's a trade secret. Now, what the hell is Seals Q? Okay. I told you to invest in Seals Q as well. Seals Q is an actual company. It's on the New York Stock Exchange. It's on like Robinhood and shit, or Webull or whatever. Seals Q is a real company. And they're in Switzerland and the United States. Seals Q, what Seals Q is trying to do, and they've already done it, is stop a quantum computer attack. Sounds like a pretty good use case, Crypto Hulk. I thought so too. When I was telling you about Seals Q, I think it was like $2 a share. I don't know what somebody can look up and tell you what Seals Q is right now. I know that Seals Q is only going straight up before the end of the year. So at first it was like the cost of buying XRP. It was around $2. Then I saw that it might have hit $4 or it might be hitting $6. I don't know. But somebody could look up Seals Q and kind of show us what we're working with. But Seals Q has relationships with defense departments. Seals Q is a company, listen to this, that is working on stopping a global quantum computer hack. There are there are countries that have defense contracts with SEALS Q. That's how big this fucking thing is. SEALS Q is a very cheap stock that you can actually buy. Now I'm sure it's not as cheap as it was when I first started talking about it, when SEALS Q was like $2. Okay. Now SEALS Q is working with WeCan. That's another crypto I told you about. I think SEALS Q, I told you about that 4 months ago. And then WeCan, I told you about a month and a half to 2 months ago. I always tell you in advance. And if you were lucky enough to listen to my program and buy these, you're already making money off it already. You could have sold off and waited for a dip and bought it back. Whatever. I don't care about that shit personally. But some of you guys, that's what you do. So now we're seeing how a real world company called SEALS Q is working with a crypto that I told you about 2 months ago to buy called WeCan, WECAN. They're trying to advance post-quantum digital ID and strengthen the blockchain. They're working with Solana. So congratulations. If you got in on SEALS Q or WeCan, congrats for watching Crypto Hulk Show. Now, in this article, it talks about SEALS Q. It's a leader in semiconductors and post-quantum cybersecurity solutions. There you go. Today announced a strategic investment in WeCan Crypto. It's telling you right here. WeCan, that crypto called WeCan, is now positioned as a central component in SEALS Q digital trust ecosystem. Are you hearing me? SEALS Q needs WeCan, and now WeCan is the central component. That is massive. That means SEALS Q put WeCan at the center of their digital trust system. It's not, SEALS Q is so much relying on WeCan. This is massive right here. Because WeCan is now the center, the main point of SEALS Q's digital ID. A crypto that you and me never heard of 2 months ago that I told you to get is now the main portion of SEALS Q's digital ID security system. Pretty fucking amazing. Thank you, Crypto Hawk, for letting us know about WeCan 2 months ago, because nobody else on the internet's even talking about that shit. I know. I'll pat myself on the back right now. Good job, buddy. Let's take a look. Let's go to the next article with this. Now, why? So right there, I just told you, you can buy SEALS Q. You can buy WeCan, which I told you to buy both of those. Now, the third one is HBAR crypto. If you're brand new, that's one you're definitely going to have to get right here. SEALS Q partnering with Hedera. That's HBAR, HBAR. You can buy this. I'd highly recommend you go to my sponsor, Caleb and Brown. They are institutional grade crypto custody. You can buy it from them. They can hold it for you. 2,000 banks and financial institutions. Imagine this. 2,000 banks and financial institutions utilize Caleb and Brown, the custody solution they got, which is called Fireblocks. There's 2,000, like the biggest bank in the world, BNY Mellon, BlackRock, and all these others utilize Fireblocks. Now, if you have crypto already, you can send it to Caleb and Brown, and for free, They will protect your crypto. There's no monthly charge. You don't lose your crypto when you put it in Caleb and Brown. So if you want to like transfer it there, they don't charge you like some exchanges do. Some exchanges, when you transfer crypto in, they get a charge, or not Caleb Brown. So whatever, if you have your money on an exchange, you can literally, your crypto on exchange, you can literally send whatever you want to Caleb Brown for free. You will get professional crypto protection, like 2,000 banks, like the biggest bank, the oldest bank in the United States, BNY Mellon, the oldest bank in the United States, utilizes Fireblocks. Just thought you should know that. They can protect your crypto for free. And then let's say after a year or two, you want to like move your crypto out. You can move it out, move your crypto and transfer it wherever you want for free. There's no charge for any of this, okay? So if you want to try out Caleb Brown, if you want to transfer your crypto there, just let it sit and see how you like it or whatever. Or if you just want to protect your crypto, like 2,000 banks in the world, you can have the same protection. There is no hardware wallet that is providing you the protection like Fireblocks. Otherwise, the banks, 2,000 banks, wouldn't be utilizing Fireblocks. They'd go and buy the $100 ledger and do that, wouldn't they? Yeah, they would, huh? But why are they using Fireblocks? There's a reason. I don't understand the whole reason also, but I know that these banks aren't buying hardware wallets. Maybe a portion of their crypto, yeah, a portion. Now, I have a hardware wallet. I've got maybe 25% of my crypto on a hardware wallet and 75% in Caleb and Brown. That's just what I'm doing. You can do whatever you want. Now, we're going to look at this article. I'm not going to go over it at all. I'm just going to show you it. Seals Q is working with HBAR crypto. That's HBAR. And what happens is this. Seals Q provides the hardware for a microchip, right? HBAR is the software. So Seals Q is utilizing HBAR technology to stop a quantum computer hack. That's why the HBAR crypto. Now, what's going to happen later this year, which is going to cause HBAR to go up? I'm just letting you know. I started telling you this about a month ago. But later in the year, around October, November, maybe December, Seals Q is going to start selling their quantum computer hack protection. Now think about that. Weekend's going to skyrocket. Seals Q is going to skyrocket. HBAR is going to skyrocket. Ripple's a partner of HBAR, so there's a good chance Ripple's XRP is going up. But what I wanted to show you again is ahead of time, like I've always done, ahead of time, if you get in on these cryptos now, because Seals Q is going to sell all this. They're going to start selling these microchips with the quantum computer hack protection. Everybody's going to want that shit. And when they start selling it, HBAR might not be at 19 cents. Like, what is HBAR right now? 18 cents. This is Mr. OG. Okay. So HBAR is 18 cents. You know, I don't know what it's going to be, but when they start selling that quantum computer protection, the quantum computer attack protection platform they got, that's utilizing HBAR, WeCan, Seals Q, WiseSat, and all the other companies involved, I don't know what it's going up to, but it's not going to be sitting at 18 cents. So you could very well, what's the price of WeCan right now? I don't know. WeCan, I think somebody said it's 0.006 or something. Yeah, 0.0006. Wait, no, I don't know if that's something else. Whatever it is, WeCan is not even a penny. Oh, there's Knuckle Dragger. Weekend is 0.005.006. So it's going in between those two. Right now is the time to sign up with Caleb and Brown. I don't know if they have Weekend on Caleb and Brown. Can somebody let me know? Do I have it open? Oh, I don't think I have. No, I don't have my Caleb and Brown open. Well, yeah, I do. Okay. I want to look up, see if they got Weekend. No. Caleb Brown does not have Weekend. Yeah, no Weekend. Okay, so you have to find that somewhere else. Now, eventually, Caleb Brown might carry it. So what you do is if you want to buy it somewhere else, and then once Caleb Brown starts carrying it, you could transfer it there for free and get institutional custody for free. And then if you don't like Caleb Brown after a year or two, you can transfer it out for free, and there's no fucking charge. So there you have it. Mike and Ward, I loaded up on Weekend when you first talked about it at 0.0006. There you go. So there's somebody that was there when I went over these cryptos when nobody else was talking about it on the internet. Crypto Hulk starts talking about it, and this person got in it when it was 0.30 and a 6. Eventually, not tomorrow, but eventually when Seals Q this year starts to sell their system of quantum computer attack prevention, then these cryptos that I talked about now, they're not going to be hovering at 0.0, none of that dumb shit. It might be like 5 cents, and you just 50x or 100x your money. I'm showing you now in advance so that 2, 3, 4 months from now, I'll be like, I told you so, okay? Just like I told you. So that will do it with the Hedera, this article right there. Now we're going to talk about White Rock. Oh, man. This sucker. Now we're going to break this up. We're going to talk about White Rock today because this will be the next thing. I'm going to have the private caller. The private caller is going to call us and tell us more about White Rock and some of the maybe connections that they found with White Rock. Stephen Morris, thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Was there any crypto that might take over Ripple? Well, that's what me and the private caller were talking about. Look, this whole crypto, look, the internet was started by the government. Some kind of defense, and I can't say department kind of thing. We all know the government started the internet. And I've shown you already how Ripple on their website advertised they were a government contractor / subcontractor. Then after I talked about that, they took that off the Ripple website. That was gone. They took that off like the next day. So we know that now my opinion is the government started Ripple. The fact is I saw Ripple call themselves a contractor, subcontractor. Then they took it off. So we know that Ripple is in with the government. We know this. In fact, it probably is the government, but at least, at the very least, it's a contractor, subcontractor. So they're doing work for the government, Ripple, the company. And what we got is White Rock. Now, what's interesting is White Rock comes out of like Antigua, like the in the Bermuda. Let me see. Here is, White Rock right here. Let me do another copy paste. This is the next crypto that I'm looking at. It has not come out yet. Now, White Rock is working with Visa. Oh, damn. I'm not going to show you all the connections because that's going to take 5 minutes or something. So I'm just going to cut to the chase. You've already watched my show enough. Visa is so in deep. You got Visa business to business. So I'm going to summarize this. I'm not going to go into explaining it all. If you're a veteran on my show, you already know everything I'm going to tell you. If you're a new person, I'll show this evidence another time. So what we got is Visa has dumped literally $1.5 billion into buying Ripple technology. So you got Visa mixed in with PayPal, Western Union, Venmo. You've got Ripple Partners, Pfizer, and damn, there's another one. These are Ripple's all mixed up in this Visa deal, this Visa business to business. And what we're seeing here is White Rock is now a partner of Visa. Now, this is massive right here. Because White Rock, I want to show you something. White Rock is working its way into the financial system, like out of nowhere. Now, they're connected. White Rock is connected all the way to the top, even with Fireblocks. Like everybody, BlackRock is hooked up with White Rock. And I'll tell you what, the caller was kind of saying that he believes White Rock is a sister company of some kind of BlackRock. And we'll get into that next time the private caller, the anonymous caller calls us. We'll get into what we're going to do now is I'm going to introduce you to White Rock, because when the caller is on the next show, and we'll have him on one of the members only show at the $10 level, he's going to show you what he's doing with White Rock, how he's invested, and he's going to prepare to 50 to 100x his money. And I'll show you what he's going to do on our next program when he shows up. But what he wanted me to do now is show you guys and expose you to this White Rock article here where Visa is hooking up with White Rock. Now, I've never heard of White Rock. I've been in crypto space for 5 years. This is the first fucking time. Maybe I heard of White Rock a week ago, but like out of the blue, just, I don't know where it came from. All of a sudden, White Rock's a thing. And that's very interesting to me, how they just showed up on the scene and now Visa's partnering with them. When Visa hooks up with White Rock, they're utilizing Ripple right there. So it shows, this article shows you about White Rock. And I'm just going over this real quick. Here is their website. Let me show you this. Now, if you're somebody, oh dang, Judge Sangha. Now that's a blast from the past. Judge Sangha, thank you very much for the tax-free donation. That guy's been on the channel, I think, for like 5 years. Damn, he started on my show and I just started like in 2020, right around there. Imyom Lament. Okay, we got a brand new person at 24 Crypto Explosion. We got J-Rod shows up for the 2024 Crypto Explosion. Fixed Flask joined the 2024 Crypto Explosion. Now, let's look here at the White Rock. So we're looking at White Rock. Now, what I'm doing is I'm showing you this website. What I want you to do on your own, if you're interested, if you're somebody, because I'm not going to be teaching all this stuff if no one's going to, look, I'm going to go over this and I'm going to touch on it. And that's basically just about it for now. I want you to get used to what is White Rock. I want you to look through this website. They have 200,000 transactions per second and beyond. How many transactions per second is Ripple right now? 1,500. This is 200,000. Oh, damn. It has built-in compliance. I'm telling you what, this now, the mystery caller, me and him didn't really talk all that much about this, but what he's saying is this is like a replacement possibly in the future for XRP. And I'll tell you why. I think XRP, like Bitcoin was a test. If you're on this channel, Bitcoin was made by the government and Bitcoin was a test and it did not work. Just like Ethereum was a test by the government. Ethereum, all the shit's from the government. Ethereum was made by the government and it failed. There was I don't know how many cryptos the government made, but then maybe let's say they made 10, like the top 10 cryptos or the top most popular cryptos. And out of 10, they know some of the shit's going to work and some of it's not going to work. So Ethereum was one of those projects that just never worked. And Ethereum's so tied in with the Chinese, just like you got Ripple, China and all that. So that's how it's all part of the government. What the mystery caller was telling me is that he believes that this white rock is a division of Black Rock. They're both out of like the Virgin Islands. Like whoever owns this, whoever started this white rock is all mysterious and quiet and hush hush. It's the government. High performance blockchain for real world assets, 200,000 transactions per second. Let's listen to some of their partners. You got Fireblocks. BlackRock is already a partner of this company. I mean, that should tell you right there. Done deal. BlackRock's involved. Okay. But you got the NASDAQ as a part of this. See, look, this comes out of nowhere. I don't even know who the CEO is and all this stuff, but it comes out of nowhere. They register out of like the Virgin Islands, all secretive and quiet. And then just like that, you got BlackRock and Fireblocks there with the NASDAQ. Just some fucking company I've never heard of. And I'm into crypto every fucking day for 5 years. You would have seen, I would have seen this one coming. But just out of nowhere, out of thin air, it just somehow shows up. They got NASDAQ Stock Exchange as a partner, BlackRock and Fireblocks. And I'm like, no fucking way. 200,000 transactions a second. And they're legally compliant. When did all that happen? Where was I at? See, that's how I know there's something going on with this one right here. That's why you've never heard me going over it. And the mystery caller is going to go over how we get into this. I'm telling you. But I just want you to look at this right now. So when he starts talking about White Rock and what is White Net, you're not, what? What is White Rock? I got to kind of get you used to this first so that when he starts talking about it, you'll understand what the fuck he's saying. Now, if you scroll down to almost near the bottom, you'll see the FAQs, the frequently asked questions. What is White Net? White Net is the native utility token. So that's the name of the token, White Net, okay? It comes from White Rock. It's a token of the White Network ecosystem. It primarily functions as the chain's gas token for paying transaction fees, and its additional use may include governance, participation, staking, right there, staking and other utilities. How do I acquire WhiteNet tokens? WhiteNet tokens will be available through our Fair Token launch. After the initial distribution, tokens may be available on select exchanges and through the platform itself. What is the total supply of WhiteNet tokens? The total sum will be determined by the number of white tokens that participate in our Fair Token launch. We've designed the distribution to be dynamic with a 1-to-1 conversion ratio. This means that the final token supply will directly reflect actual community participation, making the supply both transparent and demand-driven rather than arbitrarily set. Now, that's very interesting. If very little people buy this thing in the beginning, that's how many they're going to make. Very little. Why do you call it a fair launch? What is White Network? White Network is an institutional grade blockchain platform specifically engineered for the compliant tokenization of real world assets. We are developing robust infrastructure that enables secure, efficient tokenization, trading, and management of high-value assets with the enterprise-level security and regulatory compliance demanded by our institutional partners. What problem does White Network solve? White Network addresses the significant gap between traditional finance and blockchain technology that has prevented widespread institutional adoption of asset tokenization. While the benefits of bringing real-world assets on-chain are clear, such as fractional ownership, increased liquidity, and streamlined management, implementation has been challenging. Unlike theoretical solutions, our platform is being developed for financial institutions to tokenize their bond portfolios, equities, and real estate holdings. So if you're somebody who has some extra cash and you might want to invest in something like this, I want you to look over this article that I'm showing you. And that way, when the mystery caller calls up next time, he's going to start talking about this and you'll have a better idea on what he's talking about. Because he's going to show you how to get into this. Now, I don't know if I'm getting into it or not, but I'm going to at least present this to you. Just like WeCan, I never bought WeCan. Just like Really Tech, I never bought Really Tech. I did get ZBEC and ZK Sync. I never bought Plume. So I may show you about different crypto opportunities. Doesn't mean I'm taking them, okay? Now that's good and bad. The bad part is if or when some of these cryptos take off in 100x or 1000x, I won't be able to take advantage of that. The good part is, at least you know that I'm not trying to pump up a certain crypto because I don't own it. So I'm showing you opportunities. This one, I may take a portion of a position in. More than likely, you got BlackRock involved, NASDAQ, and Fireblocks, then I'm going to put something in this one. Even if it's not on Caleb Brown, I'm going to get into this one. A small portion of it at least, just because you've got the biggest investment company in the world. I mean, so that, like I said, the minute I saw when the mystery guy, when he called me and we're talking, I went to this website and I looked and BlackRock's involved. I said, okay, well, that's right there. Okay, I'm interested. So Mac, welcome to the 2024 crypto explosion. Are you? Welcome to the 2024 crypto explosion. BK, member for 26 months at the 2024 crypto explosion, made a live. Usually you need to watch the replay. You made me discover ghost drinks. Love them. Go ZK Sing. Go. Those ghost drinks, I'm telling you, I like the orange cream and the red, white, and blue one. Yeah, those are the two I think my favorite. So what we're going to talk about the next time is there's a particular staking opportunity that this guy knows about, and we'll be discussing that. So we're going to hold, I'm holding off. I'm not buying this right now until I learn more about it. from the mystery caller. Menagerie, welcome to the 2024 crypto explosion. Forex Gold, welcome to the 2024 crypto explosion. Mac wants to know, can you reload last night's video? YT Clock Gobbler, Cock Gobblers killed it 30 minutes while I was watching it afterwards. I got a notice from YT. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it said. It was one of these things where they were questioning the authenticity of the video, talking at something about scam type stuff, and I'm like, fuck. So they said before they investigate it further, they're going to give me an opportunity to delete the video, that maybe I posted it by accident or something like that. So now, so I just deleted it. Rather than try to appeal it and challenge, well, I just said, fuck it. So now I don't think it'll happen on every video, but sometimes when you start posting shit, I'm a content provider, so they had somebody who claimed it could have been like scam type thing or whatever, and so that particular video, I just said, fuck it, you know. So if you were there to watch it, congrats. I already kind of know as we get close, there's people out there that don't want you rich. They don't want you to see certain things. They're going to try to get the show off as fast as they can. So I'm tired of having YT. And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk Show. It's weird. As I was in the sentence, I was ready to say this sentence. I'm so sick and tired of YouTube trying to shut my program off, and then it shut off right there. And then I had to get back on. So that's kind of what I got to deal with here. So when I get a notification from YT and they sent me a little nasty gram thing, giving me an opportunity to delete a video that I might have downloaded by accident, I'm just going to fucking delete the shit. All right. Because nobody ever calls you. It's all AI chatbot shit stuff. And in the end, I get fucked. And the only way to get a channel back is to try to legally do that. And that's going to cost. It's just, I already know where this ends up. So understand this channel is going to be difficult to watch. I know because I've had difficulty making it for 5 years. So I'm going to, as we get close, they know that I know, you know? So, and once I know, you know. So that's kind of where I'm at. If you're lucky enough to see certain, hopefully it doesn't happen on the next video, but because I'm going to start getting into, like I told you on that private group stuff, we're going to get into this guy who listens to Zoltar is going to tell you some shit you might want to buy. And it'll be like, buy this now or in the next 12 hours or 24 hours, because after that, it's going to go up. Now, this dude's, it's not 100% guarantee in any of this stuff. So again, invest only what you can afford to lose. If you can only afford $200, then don't spend any more than $200 on anything I ever talk about. Okay. None of this shit's financial advice. Judge Saga says, sorry for not being in touch, but I always catch up. Beautiful to see your subscribers have gone from 3,000. Dang. Okay. So when did I last have 3,000? It was, I think I started my show either March, April, May, or June of 2020. So the Judge Sangha guy had to have come into my show right about there, March, April, maybe May of 2020, right when COVID hit. February. He could have been there somewhere in there. But within the first month, I don't know if Judge Saga remembers, I had like 8,500 subscribers, like bam, in the first month. And my viewership is going up. In the top chat, like right now, I got 874. That's about what I had when I first started my show 5 years ago. I had people growing. My channel was growing like crazy. In the first month, 8,500 subscribers. And my top chats were about 1,000 people. And that's with 8,500 subscribers. That's fucking amazing. Now I got close to 70,000. And today we're lucky. We got about 900 people in here. Normally it's about 400 to 500. So, but yeah, I remember those days when I had 3,000. That was like the first month I started. So he was there from day one, pretty much. When I had 3,000, I was about a month, less than a month into the channel, somewhere around there. Okay. Mac, thank you very much for the tax-free donation. Thank you for the updates, brother. XRP Army in the house. I'll continue watching. And then Maria Sangria. Maria's back again. Welcome to the entry-level membership. Okay. Here is the other White Rock website. Let me show you this. And then I got to end this program because we're already at an hour and 6 minutes. What we got right here. Mojo. Mystery Guide Fund. Thanks for all you do, Hulk. Thanks for all you do, Hulk. Right on, Mojo. Yeah, White Rock, he's going to be talking about this. So I'm looking at White Rock's, another one of their web pages, and they got Chainlink. Oh, see what I mean? Chainlink's hooked up. NASDAQ, Infura, SumSub, StoneX, Prime, Open Zeppelin, BlackRock, the biggest organization in the world, Fireblocks, massive, MEXC, and Web3 Auth. So you've got Chainlink's a Ripple partner. BlackRock is using Ripple. Like, just, I want you to look at this website. You're not going to find out necessarily. They have something called the company behind USD Tether makes $20 billion a year. USDX is a stable coin just like Tether, but the profits are distributed back to the user. That's what we're going to be going over next time, okay? Is the White Rock, they're staking, they got a stable coin. Like these, what the mystery caller is going to talk about is how that, and I'm more than likely I'm getting involved in this one. How we can get into this and stake. So let's say a lot of people are like, well, it's only 5%. Okay, well, let's say you got $1 million and you make 10% a year. So that's 100,000 a year. So this would be $50,000 a year you would make on like $1 million investment. And again, if you had 20 million in crypto, like I'm just showing you different opportunities. What this is it's a way to stake. And yeah, the numbers 5% are fairly low, but who knows how much you're going to get and how much the crypto is going to be worth. So I don't have all these answers right now. That's what we're going to talk about on another program. That's going to be a private group. Now, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, let's look at where did White Rock come from. We're very limited on information, but I want you to see something very interesting. White Rock Brokers Limited is regulated by the Financial Sector Conduct Authority. They have a license, and they're located where? In Cape Town, South Africa. White Rock Institute Limited is incorporated, and they're located in the British Virgin Islands. That's where BlackRock's located out of. So what's interesting to me Now, if you know anything about the British Virgin Islands, it's very small. I think their biggest island is like 15 miles long. Okay, almost nobody lives there. What the British Virgin Islands are for, in my opinion, is for companies to hide who they are. Now, think about this one. I know it's a big stretch of your imagination, but think about this. White Rock, Black Rock. Now, they're both located in the Virgin Islands. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. One of them's called Black Rock and the other's called White Rock. Total coincidence. And they both happen to have licenses in the British Virgin Islands. Just a coincidence. And how their name is, Black Rock, White Rock, Virgin Island, I'm sure it's just a coincidence. It has no relationship at all, okay? But at least I just wanted to show you this. And also, Black Rock's a part of this. You know, isn't that a coincidence? Like, you got to be able to see this, right? You got Ripple Singapore, Ripple Russia, Ripple China, but Ripple never talks about Ripple Russia, do they? No, they don't, Crypto Hulk. Does Ripple ever talk about Ripple China? No, they don't. Does Ripple even tell us about Ripple Hong Kong? No, they don't. Have you ever heard Ripple talk about Ripple Israel? No, you haven't. Now, we can go on and on with this little game I'm playing, right? Ripple never talks about Ripple China or Russia at all. Ripple has never mentioned the vault at the safe house. Ripple's using a vault to store the gold and the silver. Have you ever heard of Ripple telling you how much gold and silver they have? No, you haven't. Well, you've heard it on this channel, but no other channel, right? Okay, so now we got Black Rock, who's a partner of White Rock, and they're both in the Virgin Islands with licenses that nobody knows and you can't see shit, right? And they both happen to be on the same island with businesses, and Black Rock just happens to join White Rock. I know. Crypto Hulk, you don't have any evidence. That's just a coincidence. I know. Just like Ripple Russia is a coincidence and Ripple China. Okay. Now, that'll be the end of today's video. Let me check the comment section, and I am done. Tax shelter. MAB 1914 says tax shelter for British Virgin Islands. White Rock is on Coinbase wallet. Yeah. Maria Sangria. Thank you very much for the tax-free donation. I hit the little thumbs up on that picture. White Rock is 0.0007. Yeah. Always amazing show, Hulk. J-Rod just bought 1 million. Oh my God. J-Rod just bought 1 million White Rock tokens. It's so cheap. And when they go to $1, oh, holy shit, dude. So I wanted to show you this ahead of time. Yeah, you can buy it. He's going to tell you about opportunities with what to do with it. Okay. So I haven't bought any yet. I don't want you guys to bump the price up before I get it. I decided to tell you today. He was talking about it with me yesterday. And I'm like, you know what? Let me look into it. And if I'm interested, I'll put it on my show. So I looked into it and I said, I definitely want to expose you guys to this because once I say the word BlackRock, done. I could stop at BlackRock. I'm done. All I have to say is everybody check it out. There's a crypto called White Rock and BlackRock is their partner. Done. Just like Ondo, right? I told you guys about Ondo, and it was like 10 cents or less. Okay. The minute I said Ondo is a partner of BlackRock, done. Then Ondo goes up to like $1.80. I was telling you to buy it at 10 cents, and it goes up to $1.80. Done. Then the same thing about Axelar. Axelar, no one's heard of, but Axelar is working with Ondo, who's working with BlackRock. So the minute I said get Axelar, done, because they're working with BlackRock to get shit done. And here we got White Rock working with Fireblocks and BlackRock, done. It's that fucking easy. All right. All righty then. That'll be a wrap. Ondo's current price is 90 cents. Its high price was $2.10. So right now, if you got into Ondo, like I was talking about when Ondo was 10 cents, you'd have 900% increase on your investment. And it actually hit $2.10. So you would have 20x. If you bought in Ondo when I was talking about it to you to get at 10 cents and you sold off at $2.10, you would have 21x'd your money. All within probably 6 months. White Rock is an Ethereum ETH20. Yeah. I converted on my Tangem wallet to White Rock. So somebody converted it on Tangem. Now, I sell Tangem wallets. You can look below my channel, either on my, look below my short videos, my live stream shows. I don't sell the wallets. It's gold and silver. If you look on my short videos that are about 1.5 minutes, those have the crypto wallets. Preston Reed upgraded to the 2024 crypto explosion. J-Rod says you can swap from Ethereum on Tangem. So what I think you do is you buy Ethereum, the ERC20, and then you swap it out for White Rock. And it looks like Tangem Wallets is one of these that you can do that on. Terrence McNamara is like, awesome show. Thanks, Hulk. So again, what I'm doing now is this is one of the benefits. I appreciate if everybody got a membership. What I normally do is I show you cryptos when they're super fucking cheap, and then they blow out and have 20x returns. Okay, I try to have open shows so even the poorest of poor people, at least they can get in on this stuff. What I ask is that if you have the ability, get a membership, or if not, give somebody some memberships. That I'd appreciate that. I'll continue to have investment opportunities for you to look into. Just if you do your job, I'll do my job, and everybody, it works out. So I can help wherever you're living at. You're the most broke person in the world, and even $10 is too much a month for you, then put that 10 into crypto, and then somebody else will help take the load, okay? Just Revenant, thank you very much for that tax-free donation. Hey, brother, I'm wishing I had a pen and notebook during your shows instead of a steering wheel. Thanks for the info. Right on. Maria Sangria says, I was one of the first members of your show. I don't know why I had to sign up again. I never left your channel. You're very knowledgeable and the most entertaining. So what happens, you guys, is this. YouTube will shut you off. You can be on my program, and then they just turn off your membership. That's what I'm saying. They do everything they can. They don't want you to see this. They don't want you to know anything about White Rock. Nothing at all. Nothing about Ondo, Axelar, WeCan, Really Tech, Zeke. They want you to know shit. They want you broke as fuck and to be a servant of the government. That's what they want. What I'm trying to do is help you to see there's ways to make a lot of money. And right now, the crypto prices are cheap. And these fake ass channels are talking all kinds of shit. Oh, the crypto ain't nothing going on in crypto, blah, blah, blah. Oh, there is on my channel, because the cryptos I talk about, one of them's up 40% just from yesterday. So they turn off my alerts. So Ariane says that YT turns off the alerts to his channel. And then Maria Sangria says, I had a very challenging time donating this morning. And I have people that are friends and or family members that some of them can't leave a comment and they can't donate. And these are people I know. So just that's what YT is doing. They don't want you to know this information. I gotta go. I'll see you in my next live stream. Yeah.